Well, he's got a little bit to do. Day 2.
They didn't couldn't hear anything in my comms here, so they're gone. They get the good stuff from me. Everyone else is just boring.
Oh, this is good.
This is so good.
What did you call me?
JT.
Let's go.
John Thompson.
Ah,
Grab a lamington and a sardine.
old Johnny boy.
The old man. Sorry for giving you time, TJ, about that.
No. That's right.
That was a little
I understand.
What the fuck is that, hey? Ley line and everything.
Yeah.
Like, we're like.
Do you though? Because at the time, I kind of said
I mean, because you were very defensive.
oh, why have I eaten so much? I want ice cream.
Yeah.
So,
Don't judge me.
8 to 15. How's things been?
Oh, hey, Miko, how are you?
I'm just coming for a just take a day.
Come for a debrief.
In the
Have you got him for fucking that?
Yeah, we just put the comms on.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Was it awesome?
Yeah. It's good.
Yeah, for the rest of the day, it was fucking Denmark. I blame everything that went wrong today. Denmark.
Yeah.
Even that bad start. They weren't even near us, but it's their fault.
It was like the last big fuck up of the day.
No, when we almost ran into the mark after, that was almost got the finish mark caught in between the holes and the side slip.
yeah, and you guys were right in front of that, so that was.
So,
Wing wash!
We've got a great coach here, Philippe Presti, and he is the one who guides us into the little gains. And to credit to all the guys on board, we've been looking for little areas of the 1%ers in our departments.
What do you tell people when they need to find their confidence again?
I like to talk about facts. I really believe that just sticking with the facts and what the play, the plan, you refocus your mind not to the end result, but you focus on what I have to do and what I used to do well to perform and to realize the technique. So I really like to reconnect everybody on what they're doing well and where they need to improve, and they have to express themselves the facts and try to understand what to do themselves, and so then you shift all the attention on what I'm gonna do, what I'm doing well, what this I'm gonna change a little bit, and then your mind is less focused on the outcome. So yeah, well, it's a game.
What's it called? The stroke, Jay-Z.
Nope. Try again.
Billy Squire. This just gets you going.
That's a bit more relaxing. This is how we're going to start today. You just cruise through.
Nice and chill. He's like, it's just best song, best beat. And I was like, no, that is not the content use. No.
You like that, old man? Play more where that came from, yeah!
Lost for the money, shoes for the O's, freeze for the growth. Lost for the money, shoes for the O's, freeze for the growth. Lost for the money, shoes for the O's, freeze for the growth. Getting green on the road,
Again, turns it up. Piss off, Greeny. Piss off, Greeny.
Don't you dare. Just gotta pull it harder. Is that all you got?
Okay. What's the issue? When I rake back on the board, and if I say no, go forward, it doesn't react. It doesn't meet the target because it's still trying to meet its aft target. But going forward, it does do it.
A little bit of fever. Yesterday had a few flight control issues. Thought we were sailing really badly, and I think Jason's just found a little bug in our system. So we're hoping the tech team can get out here and get it sorted, and you know, got confidence they will. So fingers crossed.
So yesterday I probably went for the duck added rake and then went forward.
Same on the wheel.
And it just doesn't go forward. Stay on the wheel?
Yeah. Watch this, so I'll go forward, back.
So Woody, yeah, so and on the wheel, so it must be a software thing. So if you want to watch,
I think you'll find that's a protective thing for maneuver modes.
Nah, still fucked. Back and then forward, and it doesn't go forward at all. But if I do the opposite, if I go forward then back, you'll catch it.
As I said yesterday, I said there's something weird going on, but we can't figure out what it is. We may have found it.
Nothing's changed.
Yeah, but I think it's been happening, but we just haven't.
Yeah, like I was saying to the guys, the first 2 days we sailed the boat, it felt awesome, and then this last 10 days has been like a nightmare.
You did. I've been saying that the whole time, yeah.
No one else is really spinning the wheel. Well, fuck. Whenever people do spin it, and that's when they crash.
No, it's not. It's not.
All right.
Do it. You know, you can't go around a mark, rake the board forward around a mark, and then go to rake it back and get pumped into it. It's fucking dangerous, so we will kill somebody like that.
Okay, well.
Do you think it's the same for everybody?
Yeah,
Let's
nothing's
jump on
changed.
Spain and
Can we jump on another boat?
Yeah, I can go jump on another boat and do it. But,
Jace, you gotta go.
They're good? So they're running their gain rate a lot slower. So you go back on the target and it moves slowly, but when you go forwards, it picks it up. But mine goes back really fast, and when I go forward, it's still going backwards. The board was locked in the back of the case and wouldn't move. And they asked if we could timestamp it. About 20 seconds ago.
The only worry is if it's that new wheel.
Nothing on one. Left one not working.
New wheel is working. Yeah, no, that makes sense.
Kyle was on the starboard flight controller, just moving a little bit, just coming through the bridge there, and it just went full forward, and then he obviously moved it back, and then it just went full back. But not really.
Kinley wasn't touching it for all.
Definitely difference port to starboard on this boat. If you go back and go forward quickly, it doesn't always go forward. It's like it's hunting for position. It's not smooth, it doesn't operate correctly. It's got the flight controller still here. Yeah.
Thanks, Nathan. Cheers, fellas.
So now we'll find out shortly.
A good one. A good one.
Killing nothing, full speed here, pressing.
The top of your screen should be, in theory, the closest line towards the first mark.
A lot of boats over. Go Australia.
Just on the left of picture there, 30 knots penalty for the Danes and the USA and Spain. Big problems for most. They'll have to drop back. Great Britain picking up speed.
Australia. Stand up, Australia. Slow down, you lemon.
Spanish coming very close behind, and there is a collision there. There was contact. Contact is allowed. So many penalties there.
Okay, really pressure here, done.
This should technically play into the hands of Great Britain. Only they, Australia, France and Denmark now without a penalty. If Ben Ainsley can get on top here in the early stages of race 4. Remember, we've only got 2 fleet races today before the match race. This would give him a commanding position. So far, so good. And from an Australian perspective, this is much, much better from Tom Slingsby.
We're just going to be following Ben, right turn, and we'll be an early tack out of the gate.
Now's a real chance for him to sail smooth. Yesterday he didn't find his rhythm. First jibe here, we'll see how nicely they're sailing the boat, and I can see a pretty smooth jibe.
You can see those yellow lines on the water, that's the ley line, that's the sort of angle towards the bottom marks that we're expecting. So the British are going on that there. They think they're on the ley line for the right-hand turn at the bottom. Incident coming in here. Spain might be overlapped.
We're clear.
Okay, Australia are clear. They're round in second. That's a solid start for them after yesterday.
Turn 1.
And there is Ben Ainsley looking for 4 successive wins. What a start this has been.
If you can stay above 18, 19 knots in the tack, you should be expecting the boats to stay on the foil. The British there touched. It's not a perfect tack.
Roby,
This should be then into the mark in 1 here.
This is much better from the Australians. They're in hot pursuit. The Spaniards third.
Really nice to see the Australians pushing back at the front of the fleet here.
Milky, have comms? No. Yeah, let's go. Milky, get your comms in.
Jason Waterhouse taking his helmet off there. They're complaining about comms issues. They haven't been quite right all weekend. The fact that Jason Waterhouse should be flying.
10 seconds, Milky. Yeah. He's not going to get it. Copy. Swimming up. Yep. Stand by. Under target. Down. He's there. Careful.
Jason Waterhouse, an Olympic silver medalist, a world champion. He is one of the reasons why Tom Slingsby and Australia took the inaugural title. He is a key part of their team. We need to keep a close eye on that battle for the third podium spot, because Great Britain are in a commanding position as far as qualification for the match race is concerned, but there's a second spot available. Tom Slingsby, he is beginning to show signs of the form that took him to 11 fleet race victories in season 1. And Australia are crossing for second place. That's the best result they've had in our fleet races since the opening race yesterday.
We always take a second, but fuck, we need to tickle up fucking Benny. Ben's fast, man. Ben's fast. If everyone wasn't over, he would have been last at the reach mark. Yeah. Ben.
Just got to beat Nathan in this race. As long as another back-to-back, beat Nathan, and hopefully they'll take us through the final, and then we can start fresh with Ben and take him on.
Ready to go, race 2.
Tom Slingsby coming towards the top end. Early is the call.
Full speed, full speed.
Cannot get out of there.
It's the call. Remember, they must not cross that line until the red disappears.
2, 1. Nice start. Good on you, boys. Here comes Benny, look.
And there is an issue with the British boat.
Let's not do that again. What's happened to him? I wonder. I mean, he could sink one of us. That would help. Take one out. Yeah.
Remember, barring a disqualification, they will be in the match race. This is all about Australia and Japan. And this is a sight that the Australian fans on those boats will be loving to see here. Tom Slingsby out in front, and this is the kind of start that took him to so many fleet wins, 11 in season 1.
And they're behind, they've got to try and make something happen, so we're seeing them jibe immediately at the mark. They're going to look for the opposite side of the course to the Australians. I've got to say, I feel this is a bit of a desperation move. The wind's been better down by this boundary where the Australians are, but Japan have got to do something. They've not done a great job at the start.
Superb boat speed on that far side from Nathan Outridge. Remember, he's working with a new wing trim and flight controller. Superb effort here from Outridge. By the way, you might have just heard some industrial style language. This is world-class racing, and we're privileged to get these microphones on board. It's all in the heat of the moment.
We just heard the Aussies there saying everyone's following on this turn up. You know, they've got lovely control over this race now. We really expect them to stretch their legs and just extend.
Excellent start. They're looking a lot smoother today, much more comfortable in their game. That's really nice to see.
Like, really nice to see, because actually it hasn't been simple. They've had problems with their comms, and you know that could have, the frustration could have built, especially on the back of yesterday. But they've just calmed it all down.
Sailing well today, Kingdog, boys, hey?
Nathan's up to second, FYI.
This looks like a victory. It tees up the match race beautifully against the Brits.
Yeah, it really does. I mean, importantly, the Australians have done exactly what they needed to do. They needed to come out today, settle their nerves or whatever it was from yesterday that was causing the problem, and you know, just get on with it.
And I don't think there was anything fundamentally wrong with the Australians. They just were not executing well enough yesterday. They didn't sail well, is the reality. They're great sailors, and we're starting to see what they can do.
Tom Slingsby back on top here in Fleet Race 5, and it tees us up for a mouth-watering climax to our weekend in Sydney. Game on between two of sailing's all-time heavyweights. It will be Slingsby against Ainsley.
There you go, Milky. Get those bad boys out.
The match race is almost upon us.
Just going to keep cool, guys. Don't rush anything like you say, Tommy.
Yep. 1 minute.
Starting software there.
No.
I don't think so. 40 seconds. Just going to loop down a bit.
Ben Ainsley now entering the pre-start. He has the advantage of an extra 10 seconds because he is top of the leaderboard, but as we heard...
Copy. Okay, we got a full build out of this. Wait. We got a penalty. Oh.
Well, that's the Australians have got a penalty for entering the box early, so they should be able to clear that with a couple of jibes or a couple of tacks. So.
Okay, we've done 2 jibes. It should turn off.
So they're just waiting for that penalty to be completed. It's not turning off.
Penalty is complete on Australia. Reason was software problems. Penalty complete.
Penalty's gone now. Penalty's gone. They said it's complete on the radio. You don't read the rule. They might have wiped it because we had no software. That's called us it's complete. That would be good. Good pressure.
Wow, we're late. Full speed out of this.
And what an advantage this is. Advantage Great Britain.
Absolutely.
This event is so sick being on home waters. Unfortunately, we couldn't, bring home the win, but seeing all the public out there and beautiful nor'easter Sydney Harbour was awesome. So thank you everybody for coming out and supporting us. We'll do better next event.
Sorry, boys. Nice work, fellas. Okay, let's go in.
It's not all bad news losing. We're still at the sail on one of the greatest harbours in the world. The greatest harbour in the world. Sydney.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
So we have to let him just in front of us. Oh, fucking hell.
The last 2 match races I enter early. No one round. No one blames them.
They had one. Not quite as badly as us, but they had one.
Fucking beginner.
Yeah, but they shouldn't have won.
Yeah, unreal sailing by Ben and his team. They definitely outclassed the fleet this week, but you don't want to do it too early, so we just got to go and have a look at the drawing board a bit, and we'll come back stronger. And the goal is to win the whole thing in 6 months' time.